Hi guys, so for science today, I want you to think back to our water cup experiment that we did a couple of weeks ago. Remember, you filled a cup halfway up with water and you sat it somewhere sunny. And then about a week later, we went back and we measured how the water level changed to see if the water level increased or decreased. And we found that the water in the cup decreased after it sat in the sun for a week. And remember that was because the sun gives off heat. And the sun's heat travels down, and I should have done that in red because the sun is hot, but the sun's heat travels down and it makes the water in the cup evaporate. We also learned this in our water cycle, that there are 4 steps to the water cycle. That water falls from the clouds as precipitation or rain, and it collects in rivers and streams and puddles. And then the heat from the sun makes the liquid water change to a gas, and it goes into the air and is caught in the clouds as condensation, and then it starts all over again. Remember that evaporate is when water changes from a liquid to a gas. So when water evaporates or changes from a liquid to a gas, it is called water vapor. We call the gas form of water water vapor. Vapor literally means gas, water gas. So water vapor is the gas that comes off when water is evaporated and changed states. So I wanted to show you guys an example that you might see in your daily life of what happens when we heat water. Because the key to all of this, to changing water from a liquid to a gas, is adding heat. Heat from the sun, or heat from, in this case, a stove. So when your parents are cooking pasta or rice or oatmeal, they have to put water in a pot and boil it. Boiling water, most of you have probably seen, is when water gets so hot that bubbles start to appear. And these bubbles appear and steam or water vapor starts rising into the air. It is this, let me circle it for you, this gas, this misty thing coming into the air. So the heat from the stove, some people have fire that heats their stove, some have an electric stove, but the heat from the stove makes the water very hot. It heats it to 212 degrees Fahrenheit. And when water gets that hot, it changes states from a liquid to a gas. It changes to water vapor. So the thing that you need to take away from this lesson is that when we add heat to a liquid, that liquid changes to a gas. When water is heated up from the stove or from water, it evaporates and it changes from a liquid to a gas, water vapor. Okay? So that's our big takeaway from today, is what happens to liquids when we add heat. And think about how hot 212 degrees is. Right now outside it's about 80 degrees. It's only 80 degrees. 212 degrees is so incredibly hot. If it touched your skin, it would burn you. That's why we have to be careful around boiling things and things on the stove. So remember, our takeaways from this lesson. When heat from the sun hits water, it changes water from a liquid to water vapor to a gas. And the sun makes that liquid turn into a gas, and it rises into the air and collects in the clouds. The same thing happens when you cook on a stove. Heat from the stove makes the water super hot, and when it gets too hot, to about 212 degrees, the liquid water changes to a gas and rises into the air. It looks like steam. It's called water vapor. So now you are going to go on to your next step in our activities. You are going to draw a picture, and you're going to draw a picture of what happens when water is heated up. You're going to show me how its state changes. You're going to show me what happens, what you would see happening, and you're going to explain what is happening when it changes from a liquid to water vapor in both words and pictures and your voice.